Alright, welcome back. Um, Need to go to first fires now. So what do all of you think of the animancy debate? Personally, I'm against it, but at the same time, it'll never be something that'll not be researched. Oh. What am I fighting? Oh, cool, more assassins. Just what the doctor ordered.
Hey there.
Who is... Let's have you pop that. Then throw that.
Let's go. Let's go.
Alright. That was easier than I thought it'd be. Onward, then. The palace awaits. You're a very funny cat. Do I have to... Alright. I'm guessing the Hurons are off to the side? Upper floor. Cool. Oh, is this, balcony, upper floor. Oh, okay, up here. Come on, guys. Move. The room below is animated amidst a heated debate. All the representative groups are easily discerned in the crowd. Crucible knights, stiff in their noisy armor, sit in one section. Another, well-dressed members of the House Domirel, casual, watching with a predator's interest. Still elsewhere, the ramshackle dozens, who have made no special effort to dress up for their liege lord. Interspersed are animancers in their academic robes, with expressions either sour or concerned.
Well then, answer me this, Master Barash. If you animancers represent our best hope to cure the legacy, what progress can you demonstrate?
As I've said, it isn't about progress, it's about potential.
That's every scientist's debate.
My house would agree, Your Grace. We see great potential in its future.
And I suppose your blazing profits during the legacy don't have nothing to do with that, do they, Dominel? You can't have it both ways no more. Animancy goes, or this country goes.
So you admit, Master Barask, that animancy is no closer to stopping the legacy than it ever was.
No, we've had many promising experiments.
Cadmanazzo murdered a child. For a complete failure. We should be hanging him right now for what he did.
There is no
But
need.
he's already dead.
Master Azzo recently passed the shroud. And while the experiment failed, his work...
Was sabotaged.
A delegate from the Knights of the Crucible. What makes you say sabotage?
The fuck's that even matter? These are people who would toy with the lives of our children.
Indeed. Even assuming there was sabotage, is this Animancer Azzo not still accountable here?
Exactly. Look at what happened in Heritage Hill. Our supposed protectors from Crucible Keep can't even...
Your Grace, we'd have a much easier time of it if our knights weren't so occupied trying to keep their organization from igniting a revolution on our very doorstep.
Heritage Hill is blood on your hands, Justicia. You turn a blind eye and look what happens.
You've some strange taste in travels, friend. The height of your tales expands with every breath. I'll grant that you look the part. Tell us what you saw in Heritage Hill. Even if it is as you say, we have testimony that a group of animancers had been spending time there. Surely their tinkering had something to do with this.
But the very purpose of these experiments is to understand. So,
This is what it comes down to, Your Grace. Whatever their intentions, animancy's a pox. It makes a fucking wreck of everything.
I have to honestly say yes and no. I personally am against the idea of animacy, but problem is, any sort of science is often revered or seen as an act of worship in the ancient world as well. Speaking from historical context, alchemy was a strange practice until us today, but it was often a practice taken up by Christians who saw it as a work of worship for to the God, well, to God. So it depends on what intention and what direction they want to approach all this from.
We all know what Widewind's legacy's really about. And it ain't about some sparkling saint from Creed Ceres who's mad because he took a stroll down the road. It's about a bunch of so-called intellectuals fucking with the natural order while the rest of us gotta suffer for it.
Is it, though? Should we not take the time to reach a clear conclusion? I mean, what proof do we have?
My son and daughter are buried beneath the floor of my house. We don't own no land, so that's where we lay them. My son. My wife let him slip when she was bathing him. Got water in his lungs he couldn't cough up. My daughter? We put her to bed one night, and the next morning she wasn't breathing. This Hollowborn thing, it ain't ending. And it ain't ending because we still let these charlatans play God. There's your proof, you damn copper fucker!
Enough,
Eh.
Adric. Lady Dominel makes a point. If it's animancy, then why do the other states that permit the practice not suffer the same fate? Who among us can say he truly understands why the
Beasts. Another lunatic at the hearing. Did you remember to lock your sanitarium before you left, Master Barask?
You must know, friend, that the Leaden Key is a mantle for small-time ruffians and children at play. I'm not saying you're a liar. Not yet. But you'd better start making sense of all this. Help us believe you.
Now that's the first thing you said.
Please, this is pandering.
We've been saying they couldn't be trusted.
You've made an unexpected case, friend. I'll say that much. I see. I'm impressed the Knights seized such an unlikely opportunity to find an end to all of this. But these hearings are about more than Widewind's legacy, even though that is our most pressing concern.
Yeah.
Let's say for the moment that I were to take you at your word that our friends in Brackenbury Sanitarium and their peers bear no responsibility for this curse upon my country. I'm curious, what would you do if you were in my position? Very well. That is all I wish to hear. Not just for... I want to thank the delegation. The time has come to choose a
All right.
direction for the Deerwood. Ramir de Barash, representing the interests of animancers in Deerwood. Step forward.
All right, let's see where this
Your
goes.
Grace.
Where's my cursor? Oh, we're about to be attacked.
The arguments for and against animancy are both strong in their own
You
way.
got possessed.
I must be careful in my judgment.
Forgive me, Your Grace. We will accept no judgment but our own.
What's he doing? No! Avenge the Doom!
No, wait!
Stop this at once!
We must capture that bastard. Let me move.
I've given you every chance to end this pursuit. Shall I end it for you? Another time. I am already late.
Get back here. Oh, my character. Why did my character pet? Oh. The words, "Shall I end it for you," ring in your ears. You find yourself grasping for breath, struggling to keep your own balance. You drop to a knee as Theos hurries out of the building. The world dims around you, and the screams of clashing weapons fade to silence. All that remains are the words.
Shall I end it for you?
Theos stands at a pulpit high above an assembly of robed onlookers. You among them, cloistered around a wide circular pit, carved of stone. He addresses a woman bound backward over a large iron wheel, overlooking a great stone maw. Many of the women's fingers and toes are severed, and the bottoms of her feet are charred black. The skin on one side of her face looks like melted candle wax, black and red and seeping, and the angle of her back suggests a spine in ruins. Yet for all that, her expression betrays little of her anguish.
I am already at peace, Grand Inquisitor. Are you?
So be it. If you desire no end, you shall have none. I find you guilty of heresy. May the eternal prison bar your soul from passage, for it is beyond redemption.
He nods to a hooded attendant who begins untying her from the wheel. You open your eyes to the beamed ceiling of the palace's grand entry hall. The clangs of metal striking metal waft from outside, along the cries of injured. As you stagger your feet, Theos is gone. I hope you're fit to walk, because we can't stay here any longer. Lady Webb, she's the only... She must be told. She'll know what to do. Please, find her. Tell her everything. The guard passes out and slides to the floor still. Oh, I can't loot them. Well, that happened. Can I get out this way? What is up with pathfinding in this game? Fine, let's go down to the crucible that it also is blocked off. Alright. Oh, this one's scripted just to direct me to the location. Very well. But Lady Webb's probably getting attacked now. Ah, yes. Lady Webb's probably dead. Yep. Lady Webb lies still in her bed, an ornate cushion propping her back upright. The blood pooled beneath a gash in her chest is tacky and nearly dry. A shattered glass rests on the floor beneath her dangling hand. You can feel the faint aura of her fading essence and you're keen. You make contact and are immersed in a torrent of sensory input and experience. When it calms, you find yourself in the same room, lying in bed with a glass of brandy in your hand. Though the walls from the streets outside come the sounds of screams and shattering glass and the cacophony of angry mob. You take a sip, and it warms your gullet. Across the room, the door opens behind a patient, steady push. Into the room walks Theos, the floorboards creaking beneath his deliberate steps. You wait until the last of the brandy has trickled down your throat before you speak. I was a fool
I
to
was
think.
a fool
Oh.
to think I could tame these people.
You came closer than most.
A fine epitaph.
No worse than any.
You are concentrating, focusing with all your energy. It feels as though you are diving into a stone wall over and over, but it cracks suddenly, unexpectedly, allowing the vaguest wisp of a thought to leak through.
What's in Twin Elms?
Did you pull that from my thoughts?
I've had time to practice.
Ah,
He walks over to a small table and raises a half-empty brandy bottle to eye level. He seems to approve of the selection and begins to reach for an empty glass.
I was saving that for someone.
pity.
He replaces the
You
brandy
know
bottle.
this is how it has to be.
He replaces the brandy bottle on the table with care before approaching the bedside. He sits on the edge of the bed next to you. His words come freely, absent of all doubt. He draws a long curved knife from his belt, smeared with fresh blood. With the left hand, he gently pins your sternum as he raises the knife in the other, pointing, dangling above your heart.
Prove it.
Theo slips the knife between your ribs, pushes it through. Layers of tissue separate with brittle, papery stiffness. The blood wells up around the blade. The pulse of reflex causes you to drop your glass to the floor, and you hear it shatter. With the last of your strength, you take his knife, hand in both of yours, a question radiant in your mind. For an instant, to your great surprise, the pathway to his mind is left open to you, unguarded, and the answer comes, simple, cataclysmic, in its recording of your thoughts as Lady Webb. You feel as though you have the answer you've searched for all your life, but in your own mind, her unsettling lies just beyond your reach. Her understanding lies just beyond your reach. Jeez. You look at Theos with wide eyes of someone seeing for the first time, and draw your last breath as a velvety darkness descends over
Smoke
you.
rises above the city walls in billowing plumes that blacken the sky like a storm. Behind the walls, the riots rage on. Known patrons of Animancy are forced into hiding as looters ransack their estates and make off with their possessions. Animancers are torn away from their families and dragged from their homes to be stoned to death in the streets.
Well, ain't this
Spread
interesting?
Immediately that Duke Avar had been assassinated, and that an Animancer was to blame. The city wasted little time in exacting revenge, and little effort into evaluating guilt. In the center of it all, Brackenbury Sanitarium burned. And down the lane, Hodred House, the last bastion of stability in the Deerwood, had fallen silent. Now safely outside the city gate, your path points eastward to Twin Elms, where Theos is bound, for reasons that remain mysterious as the leaden key itself.
Neat. That's definitely interesting. Let's go. Oh. Well, let's go. As you cross the bridge, Aelith draws up beside you. The fires at a fine spade cast shivering, flickering light across one half of his face, the other in dark.
Please stop. I need to tell you something. I have not been entirely honest about my motives for traveling with you up to this point. When I finished my training in Adir, I was introduced to an organization. All I knew was that they were opposed to the unchecked spread of animancy, and that they could guarantee me postings far away from the Seathwood my father and his earl. At that time, it was enough. In the early years, I thought of them as many things. Hooded men, prudent teachers, the leaden key. Their rules were strict, but their guidance was clear. I sincerely believe they wanted to keep Kith from the folly of their own foolish ambitions. I came to the Deerwood a little over a year ago. My orders were to gather information on animancy in the region,
Eh.
A senior contact met with me every few months to receive my reports and issue new leads. She sent me to Gilded Vale to keep an eye on events surrounding the local lord, but I lost track of her shortly after that. I don't know if she was reassigned, killed, or sacrificed the way you saw. At the time you met me, I'd been on my own for a couple of months. I couldn't have. I'd been out of contact with my superiors for months.
Eh.
I needed some kind of direction. And after that scrape with the locals, I was ready to get out of town. But then you mentioned the hooded figures in the machine, and I was sure you were on the trail of the leaden key. And I was correct in a way. What we found wasn't what I expected. I knew the leaden key was trying to stop Animancy, but I didn't realize how far they'd gone. Murder, sabotage, abandoning entire districts to shambling horrors. And now the whole city is up in flames. I'm still not sure about Animancy, but I know I've been following the wrong master. Please, accept my apology, and my service. Let me fight with you to stop Theos. That would be an honor.
All right. There's that. Off to Twin Elms. How do I get there? Do I go through the gorge? Oh. Well, well, well. The woman in robes, flanked by armed group savers every word before speaking next. Finally, you should have remained in Defiance Bay. She draws a smile, pale and full, that droops below her recessed chin. And I'm glad you didn't have better sense. I've looked forward to this ever since you got in our way. Any last words? After all the effort you've mustered, it'd be a shame to end it quietly. You won't give up. I can see that now. Our superiors are wise in wanting to stall you. Time to end this. Wonderful.
Aye?
Up that. Have you throw that. Have you do that.
Yeah?
Yes? Yes? Yeah.
All right.
Lava!
Let's
Alright. Well, I didn't think this was the way to it, but I'll take it.
Sure.
Alright. Let's keep going. No. This way. Here we go. I think I'll cut it off here for now. Until next time, have a blessed day and, well, seek better counsel.